When you're in Moodle and you go into an activity, anything that appears in the description box, which appears at the top, sometimes it can kind of get lost in amongst the clutter on the rest of the page. So here I've got a forum-based activity. It's a relatively straightforward forum. I've got 2 lines of text giving the instructions. In this case, they're watching a video, and then they're going to go in and they're going to respond to the forum. However, this bit at the top is kind of just gets lost in the sort of the sea of information that's surrounding us. What we can do though is we can do things to make that stand out a bit more. And what we're going to do is we're going to use CSS as a way of formatting that. So the way that you would do that is you right click and you inspect. This will bring up the console. Now it's easier if you've got 2 monitors and you're on 2 screens, but what you've got to first of all do is just locate what it is that you want to use. Now in Moodle 4 it's actually called the activity header. In Moodle 3 it was something else. I'll explain that in a moment later on. But once you've found what it is that you want to do, on the right hand side this formatting here is what is creating that little area there. So I can actually, in the console, just temporarily add my own little bits if I want. So for example, if I want to change the background color, I can just start typing in background color. I can then just tab, and then I can just choose a color from the list. So if I want to make it, say, beige, for example. If I want to make the text a bit bigger, I'm just going to go font size, and I'm going to go 1.25 REM. Now what REM means, it's a relative value. So 1 means that it's standard size. So 1.25 is a quarter bigger than standard. If you went 0.9, it would make it smaller than standard. If you went 2, it'd make it really big. But I'm just going to make it 1.25. I'm then going to give it a border. So I'm just going to go border, style, and then solid. So I've just done 3 things. I've changed the background color, made the text slightly bigger, and given it a border. What I'm now going to do is copy what it is that I've changed. I'm just going to go into Notepad, which I'm going to drag onto the screen, and I'm going to paste. Now, I don't need the top 2 because they were already there, so I'm just going to take those 2 out. So all I'm going to have is the bits that I've added in myself. If I didn't want the color that was there, rather than me using beige, I could use a hex code, so you've got a very specific color. So I'm just going to change that very slightly. I'm now going to copy that, and what I need to do is go to the site administration and appearance, and you can either do it via the additional HTML, so you can either add it via there, or if your theme allows you, I'm using the Move theme. If the theme allows you, it might give you the option of adding it into there. So in this case, I have a box there that I can add it to. If I save changes and go back to my activity and just refresh, you'll just see the background color will just change very slightly because I changed the code. And that's applied it to that activity. And if I go into any other activity which will have a description at the top of it, you'll see that it will have applied it to those as well, as such. So it's very easy to make some very subtle, but I think quite useful changes to make the description bit stand out from the other information that is around on the page. Now I mentioned that Moodle 3 did it slightly differently. In Moodle 3, it was the identifier was hash intro.generalbox, and then in Moodle 4 it's changed to hash page.drawers and then .activity header. It's the same principle, you just need a slightly different identifier, and if you set something up already in your old Moodle 3 using the old method, you'll have to just update it, otherwise you won't see those changes in your Moodle 4 when you do upgrade. Simple, but quite effective. I'm Dave Foord. If you wish to get in touch, then please look at my contact details on the screen. I'm based in the UK, but I work with organisations all over the globe, providing consultancy, training and resource development services, mainly in the areas of Moodle and Tatara.